Be sure to visit my Facebook group, HollywoodShono Gaming, for the latest gaming needs. Also, check out my Twitch at HollywoodShono and my HollywoodShono YouTube live streams for all premieres of past live streams on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, HollywoodShono here, about to give you another HollywoodShono tech video. And this video, I have a package here from the company Inateck, who is a company dedicated on electronic accessories on Amazon. And they were gracious enough to send me this Microsoft wireless keyboard for the Surface Go with 7-color backlight. Now, this is an introductory video, kind of like an unboxing. I will be doing a full product review in a couple of days after I've messed around with it. And I will say, if they actually have the up and down arrow keys not kind of together, it's going to be a huge plus for me. So we're going to open this box up and see what is inside. All right, and now that we have the box opened up, we're going to pull this out. And there you go. And you can see it is a Bluetooth keyboard. So it does look like it has the same keyboard layout as the Surface Go. And now that we have it opened up, it's hard to do with one hand. Alright, so in the box comes with, it looks like a micro USB charging cable. Yes, it is. Always nice to have those included. And in here is said type cover, which almost looks the same color-wise, a little bit darker than the Alcantara of the Surface Go, but not a whole lot different. It looks really clean. And if we compare that with the Surface Go, you can see that the layout is pretty similar. Now, there is a battery in here versus getting powered from here, so it is going to be a little bit heavier. But it is a great alternate to the Surface Go keyboard, which normally retails for $100. So this one retails for about $60 on Amazon. The link will be in the description if you'd like to purchase one yourself. And much like the Surface Go, it clips in and clips out like nothing. So it's got a magnetic clip. So if you're familiar with the Surface Go experience, it really is the same. Now, one thing I can tell right off the bat, it's not a clean magnetic grip. When you open it up, it doesn't stay quite as well as the Surface Go, but if that's not a hindrance, it's not a big deal. It will stay up there, but the magnets are not as powerful. And there you can see that it actually connects. Now, I will say that the trackpad on this device is a little bit smaller than the Surface Go, but there is still touch commands that do work just fine. So the touchpad is a little bit smaller, but I don't see that being a huge hindrance. I do have to set this up, so I'll have to read the instructions on how to do that. There is a power button, which is actually rather interesting. So right away you can see right here that it's still got the escape key, and the F keys are slightly smaller. But one thing I will say about the keyboard here is that the keys do feel like there is a little more travel to it, whereas the Surface Go's feel a little bit shallow. So you can tell that this keyboard, I think, is a little bit better because the keys are a little bit bigger, as you can see right there, versus the keys right there. So deeper keys do make for better accuracy with typing. Okay, so to actually pair it, you want to hold the function key and the P. That way it'll actually recognize it. So it'll enter pairing mode. So you want to long press for 3 seconds. And then you'll see on the keyboard right here that there'll be a blue light that'll show that it's trying to connect. So you'll want to go into your devices. I might have actually went to this wrong. So we're going to go to all settings. And we're going to go into devices, Bluetooth and other devices, add a Bluetooth device, and we're going to add a keyboard. So it is still in pairing mode, so you want the Inateck KB02009, which is what it is. All right, and the device is ready to go. So now it's saying here that we're setting up a device to make sure that it is actually up and running. And I'm really a fan of the different colored backlight keys. Like, I am a huge fan of green. Okay, so to actually change the color of the backlighting, There's a function and a right arrow, and you can see the different colors of backlighting. So it's not going to be RGB lighting like on the Razor Blade, but you can see that there's a green light, a yellow light, a white light like the standard Surface connector, kind of a blue light, a darker blue light, a red light, and a purple light. So really cool that they got different options for backlighting other than the Surface keyboard, which is only white. So that's a nice alternative. If you like a color keyboard like mine, will probably be green permanently. Now, it's not going to be the RGB lighting, kind of like my Logitech keyboard or my Razer products. However, the fact that this keyboard has other colors of backlighting is really cool. Now, one final thing I did want to point out that does make this keyboard advantageous over the Surface Go Type cover is that unlike the Surface Go Type cover, which is exclusive to the Surface Go, you can actually use this as a regular Bluetooth keyboard, meaning that if you have an NVIDIA Shield game console or any other device that works for Bluetooth, possibly like an Apple TV, you can actually connect it with that. And that is really cool. So now we have it connected. So let's find something we can type in. And you can see that we're actually controlling this with the Surface Go Type cover. So this is another huge benefit over the Surface Go Type cover keyboard that I'm pretty sure cannot do this, although I've never tried. And again, in order to actually pair it with your NVIDIA Shield, all you would have to do is hit the function and the P key, which is for pairing. And you can see that the TV can get controlled right off the Surface Go Type cover. So this is a huge benefit. Even if you're only using the Type cover for controlling, say, your Android TV, your Apple TV, or any other device, possibly even a PS4, that way you can just use this Type cover. And you can even do it that way as well. All right, so we can see the batteries of the Surface Pen and the Surface Mouse. All right, so you're probably going to have to do some tinkering. I've never liked trackpads on Surface devices that much, but you can see that it is working as advertised. The Windows key also works just fine. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the arrow keys, but one thing that I did notice over the Surface Go keyboard is that the up and down arrow keys are a little bit bigger. If you can compare the two side by side, you can see that the arrow keys are not quite as small on the Inateck keyboard. I know it's probably bad blur, but you can see that the keys are a little bit bigger, and that's a big deal because when you're playing World of Warcraft, oftentimes when you're trying to hit the right shift key, you're going to hit the up arrow, or you're going to hit the shift key hitting that. So with this, and also the fact that the keys are less shallow, you're going to actually see it's going to be harder to actually hit the shift key on accident, which is going to be a big selling point for playing WoW. So we're going to be testing this keyboard, and as you can see, it does cover up. Compared to the Surface Go case that is just kind of one piece. Again, the one weakness that I think that this case has is the magnet that holds it in the keyboard. I don't usually like it anyways, but if you're used to typing like this, it holds, but you're going to have to get used to like unfolding it. It's not like the Surface Go where it goes like that, but it's not bad. I think it's a really good keyboard, and it will save you about 30 bucks. And you can see the profile is not quite as big right here, so it might actually raise it up a little bit more. I just wanted to give a little quick follow-up regarding the case. And as you guys can see right here, it is a great alternative to the Surface Go case at a fraction of the price. You're going to pay about $60 for this versus $100 for the Alcantara type cover. Now, one thing obviously I've noticed regarding the Surface Go type cover is that it perfectly matches the color of the Surface Go, whereas this one is slightly space grayish, but that doesn't really bother me too much because you're actually looking at a big black bezel, so it kind of blends in just fine. As far as the typing experience goes, anything typing on a 10-inch keyboard with big hands is not going to work well for me, but the Surface Go needs a type cover regardless, 100%, no matter what you're using. Now, obviously, you're going to have a mouse at some point because I hate touchpads on any devices, including regular laptops. So while it's nice that all devices include them, I'm not a fan of the touchpad on any device, and I actually appreciate the bigger real estate from the Surface Go type cover. Keep in mind that if you use the backlight lighting, you're going to get about 6 hours of battery life. It does charge via micro USB, and you can hook it up to a laptop or anything else that supports up to 5-watt charging. And it should charge up within about 4 hours. If you do not use the backlighting, it will give you about 185 hours worth. So if you have no backlighting on the laptop, you're going to get about 185 hours, which is definitely a lot better than the 6 with backlight. But again, if you're looking for all the cool colors, you don't get that on the Surface Go. So if you're a girl that likes the purple, if you're a guy that likes blue or yellow, you have those options on this type cover that is not available on this one. So my recommendation is, if you're an official Microsoft junkie, the extra $40 might not be a bad idea. But if you're thinking about on the cheap, I highly recommend this keyboard cover, and you will not be disappointed. The way that you obviously connect it is the exact same thing as the Surface type cover. Do keep in mind that there is no power delivery from the keyboard. It has its own battery, whereas this one does take battery from the Surface Go. So you might get a slightly longer battery life using this case. I'd also like to thank Inateck for the opportunity to review this case. Please be sure to check out their other products, and they also have a Facebook and a Twitter that you can reach them for further support. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy your Surface Go. And my biggest things that I like about this keyboard is the increased size of the arrow key. The depth of the keys is a little bit bigger, and of course the backlighting. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, kids.
www.youtube.com/HollywoodShono. Subscribe, bitches!